How the illusions and the programming running in your brain are creating your reality. So overthinking, over worrying, most of them are illusions and you don't even know that. When we can stop the illusion that, oh, somebody looked at me, what do I do? And you can realize, is that you or is it fact? We're going to talk about that in this video. I'm Tracy L. I'm Amazon bestseller. God, where are you? It's me. I'm the creator and founder of the TLC Community of Extraordinary Living, teaching you tools on how you can use them every day. Basic tools to Rewire Academy, bigger tools where I'm with you every week, coaching you on a live call, and you're getting videos, trainings, and clearings and activations. Brightside Academy. This is where I want you to also click the like, subscribe, and share, because I want you to join me every week live. It's going to be starting within a very couple of days here, where you can ask your questions, show up, and we can have a real conversation to help you shift through this chaotic energy. Are you ready? Let's go. How the illusions and the programming running in your brain are creating your reality. So overthinking, over worrying, most of them are illusions and you don't even know that. When we can stop the illusion that, oh, somebody looked at me, what do I do? And you can realize, is that you or is it fact? We're going to talk about that in this video. I'm Tracy L. I'm Amazon bestseller. God, where are you? It's me. I'm the creator and founder of the TLC Community of Extraordinary Living, teaching you tools on how you can use them every day. Basic tools to Rewire Academy, bigger tools where I'm with you every week, coaching you on a live call, and you're getting videos, trainings, and clearings and activations. Brightside Academy. This is where I want you to also click the like, subscribe, and share, because I want you to join me every week live. It's going to be starting within a very couple of days here, where you can ask your questions, show up, and we can have a real conversation to help you shift through this chaotic energy. Are you ready? Let's go. So when your brain gets co-opted, meaning it is programmed into things that are illusions, they're your thoughts, overthinking, over worrying, over analyzing, and you're like, how can I shut off my brain? Yeah, because what happens is that co-optive energy is actually slavery energy. Now you are having that energy go out. The brain really can become the number one virus. And I wrote about it in my book, and it is a virus because it keeps you out of alignment from where you're supposed to be really going. It keeps you out of your intuition. You start doubting, you start second guessing, and now you're a slave. You're a slave to your brain. When the world is changing the way it is now, you need to look and understand there has been a lot of programming that has kept you a slave to the systems, and that's dissolving right now. All these slaves to these systems are coming down. And between now and over the next 2 years, the energy goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So as those are dissolving, what are the tools you're going to use to work through them? Now, I want you to look at where you've allowed people to co-opt your brain. This could be, you could go out and you're like, oh, that person looked at me funny. Did they? Or do you have an illusion that they did? Maybe they were looking past you. You don't know, but you've allowed your brain to create an illusion. The other thing is you can also have people where they're yelling at you or screaming at you, and you're like, what are you talking about? They have an illusion that, oh, you didn't call them on this time, so they don't care about you. Or, oh, you didn't do this, you haven't responded the way I want. A lot of people, and I've had this happen to me, especially with people that are closest to you, your loved ones, that's going to hurt you the most, because they'll create illusions to justify a behavior that they need justified. And it's not healthy, because rather than talking to the person, that's like when you go back to someone, you're like, I haven't seen you forever. Why did we stop being friends? I don't know. No, that didn't really happen. Illusion in the brain. So a lot of people close to you will create these illusions to justify a narrative. We see this when people want to stay in jobs, relationships, money patterns that they're not really ready to give up. So you have to allow them to go through that and hopefully dissolve the illusion. So the one thing I want to do is, first I'm going to pull a Body Regen card. All you do is you got to start tapping this system. It's like I'm tapping the brain to come down to the body, because the body is always your compass. That's why when we do a breath, like if you take a minute and you're like, okay, I'm going to breathe in through my nose and tap, and then breathe out for 7. You're commanding the brain to come down and drop into the heart. And the heart, the nervous system, is always rewired to keep you alive. So if you only know abusive behavior, you'll go into it. If you want to justify why you're somewhere, you're going to create an illusion, a movie in your head. You have this movie. I always say if you put like the movie of your life and you have 7 theaters and you put 7 people in those theaters and they're watching your movie, they're going to be going, what the heck was that? I don't remember it that way. So we have the illusions. So if you look in the world, look at all the illusions. I always say you were born on earth, but you were enslaved to a country. Like you can't just travel without a passport, right? An illusion that you're safe, an illusion that these institutions are going to take care of you. Well, if they were going to take care of you for real, there'd be no poverty. There'd be no lack, right? Illusion, I'm going to give you some money under the illusion. It's a mind control thing. I'm going to give you some money. And now you go, oh, they gave me some money. They care about me. Meanwhile, they've taken all that other money and they lie to you about where it goes, right? So we see this. It's dissolving right now. So those illusions start when you get in the system when you're a little kid. Those illusions start at home. It's like when people, and I've had this experience, I left a very abusive marriage. I didn't know what way was up, what way was down. My mental programming was so messed up. That was over 23 years ago. And to this day, he still has the illusion I was a bad person because I left. And then he infects the kids and he infects other people. It's not fact. When you go to fact, that's when 2 people can sit down and have a conversation, say, I remember it this way. I remember it this way. Where do we meet in the middle? Because there's probably a little bit of fact on each side. But it's like I've had this too with a client where they're like, my boyfriend chucks me across the room and then the people come in to defend them. They send them all the stuff. And then they go back to that situation and they call it a rough patch. Okay, those aren't rough patches. So they have an illusion of what was happening and it's a disillusion. So you got to dissolve the illusions and then they'll make the people that came in to say, I'm going to defend you, the bad guy, because now they can't have that energy around to keep the illusion that this is really lovely. If it was really lovely, those aren't rough patches. Those are not rough patches. So that's now an illusion. And then it gets more illusions. But the body then, you know you're in illusion because now you have anxiety. When you have anxiety, it's because you are enslaved to your thoughts and your body's saying, look at this, look at this, look at this, like come back. So you get anxiety because you now can't regulate the body. So the first thing I would do is I would tap here and I'm like, I am safe. Like you got to learn tools. I am safe. If you constantly just talk about it, you're going to create more anchors into the illusion. And now you're just perpetuating it. You're not going anywhere, right? And you're like, why am I still sick? Why do I still have anxiety? Because the issue hasn't been dealt with and the body is always communicating to you. It's the best technology you have. People think it's your computer. It's your body. And when you understand that's your best technology, game changer. So I'm going to ask the Body Regen cards, what would be the one card that we can start to work on today together to start breaking the illusion out of the mind that's kept you enslaved to the overthinking, overworrying, and overanalyzing. And it's remove the blocks. Now, so what you do is you see that energy like coming down into your body, into your nervous system. So thank you, God. We're going to start to remove the blockages where your brain has been so co-opted, you can't see truth or facts. When you're like, that person's always been there for me, that's a fact. And then you say they haven't, that's now an illusion put in someone's brain. And the thing that really people don't, I had to learn this myself, and I learned this 23 years ago, is that you spend, and now there's been more talk about it, you spend 30 days with somebody, like more isolated, you know, you don't have friends or family to kind of bounce things off. They co-opt your brain really quickly, especially if they know how to do it. And that's why I was so co-opted, because I was insecure, I was weak, had all these issues, and I was so sick. So it was easy for him, right? Didn't even realize what he was doing. Probably doesn't realize to this day because he hasn't talked to me in 23 years, but that therapy's still working. Guys, we got to see the humor in it. You got to see fact. If therapy was working, we wouldn't have all of the chaos. So I even have it in my life. I share it with my community and Brightside all the time so people can learn and grow. But the thing is, how quickly can you regulate? So when you have a blockage, right? When you let that blockage go, The blockage is breaking the illusion. So thank you, God. You were like, what is fact? What is an illusion? So you want to ask yourself, what is the block? Well, maybe you're having a block because if you have reality, then that relationship, that career, that boss, the money, it's going to have to change. You're going to have to do different things. So when you tell yourself, I'm not good with money, I see this in Brightside. They'll be like, I'm not good with money. I'm like, but if you don't do something different, here's an opportunity, take it. So it's just your body's fear. Then they start to see, wait a minute, I am good with money. You've got to start proving to yourself you are safe on your own. You are safe in new situations. So that's where the blockage is. So if you can start to remember that, thank you, God. I always say thank you, God, being really in gratitude. Bringing the energy down to the peace into the body. Into the body. And a lot of people don't want to know facts because it means the illusion has to break. So the first thing is you got to start with you. That's why I had to start. I was like, oh my gosh, it was very hard when the therapist said, okay, 23 years ago, you're being mentally abused. All right, well, that's really tough to kind of rationalize and go through. What? Like, you think this person loves you, but these energies keep going on and on. We've had it with coworkers. We've had it with relationships, and then again, what is that illusion? The illusion is, no, they wouldn't do that because they love me and I want to be safe. So safe is tolerating things that are not good, right? So again, where? That's what I want you to do is, where is the illusion that you have been co-opted? Start with that one simple tool. If you want more, you can join me in the Brightside Academy. And that, or the Rewire, which is just, you're going to get tools every week. I tell you how to use them. And then we start to really dig deep into the nervous system. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share so you can be on the live and ask your questions and shift together. We have a lot of new things launching and coming. So make sure you understand those basics. Take the breath, bring it back into the body. I am safe. And why are you tapping? Because when you tap, that allows the energy to release and the nervous system to calm. You can also calm the nervous system by going down like this, or you can calm the nervous system by bringing it in and pulling it down and having those real conversations with your body. Remember, your body is the best technology you can ever have. There's a reason your mind has been co-opted and you don't learn about the intuition and the innateness of the body in school. Because if you did, our world wouldn't look like this. But we're in the new energy and it's now shifting. Have an incredible day and click the like, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to see you in the next video.